windows of the Capitol, they're scheming in the night, selling out our freedoms for a pocket full of spite. From the border to the heartland, the wolves are at the door, twisting truth and tearing down what our fathers fought before. But I'm a patriot source, standing tall and true, with a Bible in my hand and old glory flying blue. Ain't apologizing for loving this land. We'll fight the forces of evil with fire in our stand. God bless the USA, we'll never back down. Patriots for freedom, wearing that crown.
Now, and be great if we could do something, but they have to open it up. They have to open up the Strait of Hormuz. Excuse me for this. I'm so sorry. Such a terrible mistake. The fake news will say he accidentally said. No, there's no accidents with me, not too many. If there were, we'd have a major story. And I see this, it's so incredible. Ding, 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 ding. Okay.
Dom, are you going to unmute yourself? That was your skit, and it was very well done. The folks in the chat loved it. Well done. Well done. If it gives you any idea of what we're going to be doing.
I told him what I wanted to do, and he was like, okay, cool.
I mean, you're the one who said just a couple, 2 weeks ago that Friday nights are yours. So it's your show.
I didn't plan that for that, but okay.
SK, happy Friday. How's it going?
Happy Friday. It's going.
It's going. Finally, I was able to wrangle these two. SK shows up like 7 minutes before we start.
Literally 7 minutes.
Like 4 minutes left
You
to
guys,
go. Like, where the hell is everybody?
I had to go fill my cooler up.
I realized I didn't eat, so I had to eat before I came back here because I was like, "Oh, hold on, I'll just be there in a minute." I was like, "Oh crap, it's 8 o'clock. I got to put my pants on." And then I was
pants are optional on the shit show.
Not really, because I'm afraid the camera, whatever.
It took her 20 minutes to put her pants on.
No, yeah, that's what he said. They texted me and they're like, 20 minutes for your pants, really? I was like, hold on. I had to get something to eat because I realized as I was walking back here, wait, I haven't eaten today and I am drinking.
Like,
so
how does your stomach not tell you that all throughout the day? Like, I haven't eaten today.
It just, I usually only eat like once a day, and it's usually like in late afternoon or like evening time. And when things are really crazy and I'm really busy, I just don't think about it until it's like evening time.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Zaconti gifted 5 Patriot Source Network memberships.
How do we do that? How do we use this?
You were supposed to find out how we're supposed to.
They automatically assign them just like on TikTok, I think.
That is awesome. Steven, thank you so much. That's incredible.
I
love it.
Dude.
Can I say something real quick? Speaking of TikTok, when I was on TikTok, when people subscribe to my TikTok channel, I gave them access to the Discord server. And you know how much information's in that Discord server?
Like legions.
Guess what we're getting ready to do?
You're gonna apply DR's AI tool to it?
Uh-huh.
That would be awesome.
We're gonna have content for months and months and months.
Crazy.
Oh, that's incredible.
Do you think that she could get I actually have a really good idea. If you're gonna hook her open claw up into your Discord, I think I would. Do you think we could like have it, I don't know, generate half of an episode for us from the content?
Sure it could generate.
I know it totally could. I know it totally could. No, I mean, like,
I don't know how this works.
Like once a week, let's let the open claw, let's let DR's Data Republicans open claw AI generate an outline for us from the Discord data.
Oh, that would be fun.
Can I just say, every time you guys say open claw, every time she says it, every time you say it,
It's not
every
White
time
Claw.
I hear it, I think about no, I don't think about White Claw.
Oh, the claw
I
machine.
think about the claw machines.
It's kind of similar.
I was going to say,
actually.
it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Kind of
That's a great idea. In fact, I want to talk to her about that actually.
Hey, while you were out running around,
maybe the AI should be actually like designing our outlines in our
that's
shows.
kind of lame.
Hold
because
on.
That's
Kate
what all the
Passo
podcast
is talking
bros
about
and hoes do.
No, not really.
Kay Passo is talking about taking medicine because a debate gave her a headache and she lost IQ. What debate? What are you talking about? I need to know about this debate because that's my thing. I like to debate.
Well,
which I haven't done in months and months and months. I'd probably be a whole lot happier right now if I was debating.
Are you guys talking about, Kay Pasta, are you talking about Candace Owens getting dragged all over X tonight from Laura Loomer and
that was awesome.
From what's that other lady's name?
Hals and Habit.
Hals and Habit, getting literally just dragged around by her nose.
It's hilarious.
It
that
is
cat
freaking
fight.
hilarious.
Like they pulled their weave off and their earrings and everything. They were going at it.
Hals and Habit is Mrs. Nom's favorite Instagram account.
PatriotDad.
I've never seen it till today, and I was like, "Who is this person?" Because this.
Did you get a haircut?
Amazing.
Did I get a haircut?
No, dude. We're both bald. We both had shaved heads.
That's why we wear hats, so that you guys
both have shaved heads.
You guys are being hatfished.
Yeah, everybody's being. You're all being hatfished.
But I mean, also with their hats off, just for the record.
Yeah, we're all, and I also, for work, I use an entirely different camera without a hat, so facial recognition likely will not work on me.
Same.
Yeah, when I saw the one video that you sent, I was like, "Holy crap! That doesn't even look like the same person."
That's right. That's why we wear hats. Oh, Paramount Tactical and Zach. Zach Costello. Man, Zach Costello is not having a very good day because he got dragged around by Andrew Wilson not too long ago.
Oh, I have a video of that.
Absolute fire. You need to bring that up here.
I have it, but it's like 9 minutes long. So I forgot to chalk. I don't think I can bring it up. I think it's too big, but I have it.
Well, we need to get that.
Just go to the link. Just screen share and go to the link and play.
Where do you have it at?
It was on TikTok. It was on TikTok.
You guys, I
downloaded the video.
If you haven't been around when I'm debating, that's when you should come around because I'm a totally different person and I'm very nice to people, even when I'm dog walking them. But I'm very passive aggressive. I make a lot of insults that a lot of them don't even catch.
Yeah, she does. Hey, before we jump into this,
we're gonna send it to my MacBook Pro. What we're doing.
I had one of our P0s, one of our P0. I know they're called P1s, but we call them P0s. I had one of our P0s send me something last week and was like, "Hey, check this out. See if you like this because I think it would be a good addition to the show." So while you guys were out gallivanting around, SK was trying to find her pants, and I don't know what Nam was doing in the last.
I was filling my cooler up.
I was filling my cooler down.
Up.
In the waning.
Am I the only one? Hold on. Am I the only one that comes in the house and like takes my pants off and my bra off every time?
Holy moly! Are you serious? Do you ever watch Goldbergs? Did you ever see that show Goldbergs?
Yeah.
So you're like, what's his name? What's the dad's name?
Apparently, I'm the dad.
So the dad, as soon as he walks in the house, the first thing he does, regardless of who's there, could be family, could be friends, could be whatever, drops his pants at the front door and walks around in his underwear the whole show. That's you.
I take my pants off. I take my bra off. But if there's people there, I always put pajama pants on or like comfortable pants.
Would I ever debate who? Forrest Valk? I don't know.
I don't know who that is.
I have no idea. Look,
I'll be honest with you. I don't give a shit. People used to try to get me to debate Destiny.
It has been a long time since I've been on a live debating people. For some reason, it's fun, but I'm not very good at it because I don't tolerate stupid people that well. I really struggle with idiots, and I really struggle with people that I know are full of crap. So I lose my patience pretty easily. I'm usually a pretty even-mannered kind of guy. But when I start getting into a debate with somebody, I can get a little bit hot and it doesn't always translate very well because I just want to remind them that they're stupid. And that's not the best debate tactic.
The evidence that Tyler Robinson didn't.
I mean, that's what I
got the whole thing.
You just have to do it subtly so that only the high IQ people get that you're telling them that the person you're talking to is stupid. But also, just for the record, Quail Mama, exactly. She said I only wear a bra when I have to. Exactly. I get why
Me
those
too.
women were
After that,
burning
so
those things. They are
I
like
get it.
torture devices.
I totally
Me
get
too.
it. So anyway, so we had one of our P0s. Wait, why does this keep going back to the old? Hold on. We had one of our P0s reach out a couple days ago. I was like, hey, would you guys would you like this? Would it work for you? Is this something that you think you could use? And while you guys were gallivanting around, not really, pay attention to the fact that the show is getting ready to start, I decided to pull it up. And whether you like it or not, I'm going to show it to everybody because
I
I
put
think
together the whole
I
freaking
think
show.
this is
What are you
really
not
good.
paying attention?
I think this is really good.
It looks just like
Yeah.
you.
I know.
Are you
well, that's me.
right-handed? I've never
I-
asked you that before.
I am right-handed because I'm like the other 75% of the world.
Oh,
who's
I thought that was
right-handed.
Nom.
No,
The-
I don't
no,
know
that
who it
is not. Actually, that is
Nom.
not because that's
That's
my
Nom.
shirt. By the way, that's
But
my
also
shirt.
that's Nom.
but it's
That's
missing the tattoo.
That's my Defenders
It doesn't matter. You can
working
look at the
together
face.
T-shirt.
But
That's
there's no
Nom.
tattoo.
It's totally
It does
Nom.
look like
Yeah, there's
Nom.
no-
But anyway,
there's-
so Larry MAGA put that together. I told him, I was like, I love it. I will make sure that we use it because remember last week we were asking people to pull together quickly a video for us of rewriting the after hours or whatever the hell we call this thing now. I don't even know what it's called anymore. I think it's after hours, after dark,
hours.
whatever. Although don't tell the person who named the episode because he's still calling it after dark, even though it's
Well,
after
I'm not
hours.
the
Dude,
template. Is
the name of this episode is going to give me like an entire hour of content.
the final blow.
Num,
We haven't even talked about the final blow. What it means. It's not a Clintonism. It's not a Clinton euphemism.
What about
folks.
Hunter
SK.
Biden? Can we do Hunter Biden?
No, because I don't even know what to say about that. Hunter Biden. That's so bad. No, that's not what it is. The final blow.
I'm not mature enough
folks.
for this show. I'm sorry.
Do we even have
What do
any
you-
content for tonight? Because I was looking in the
This
Dropbox
is the
earlier.
content. The content is making dumb 13-year-old boy jokes about everything you hear. That's the content.
So, folks in the chat, I'm just fair warning. We have no idea what the hell's going on tonight. We threw a bunch of stuff in the Dropbox. There is absolutely no coherent rhythm to what we're going to talk about tonight. This is going to basically be like, when back in the 90s when that whole splatter paint motif came in, where you go in your bedroom and you just splatter paint against the wall. And
Did
people
you
thought
just
that was
pull the
cool.
word motif
Motif.
out of thin air?
But
Motif.
hold on.
But that's what we're doing
Waffles-
tonight.
What?
Waffles Bacon put Hunter Got High in the comments. I totally think now's the perfect time to play that song. But also, all the content I put in the Dropbox has already been used. It was used right after the intro.
It was two. It was two. That was her contribution to the show.
Well, she did
was-
spend 20 minutes trying to find her
I
pants. So
screen recorded. I screen recorded those. And I don't know if you noticed, but you guys can hear those. PatriotDad.
what?
That's the best way to be on Friday. SK and Nom did the same thing. Yeah. It's the best
What are you
kind of
laughing
night.
at?
That's
You laughing
right.
at my
That's
joke?
what
I
they
told
like.
you guys I was funny. I don't know why people don't think I'm funny. I'm funny.
Because
I got
you're
jokes.
not. You are not. You're not. You're
You
not
have
funny.
to tell
You-
people you're funny. You're probably not.
You have the comedic delivery of a porcupine, frankly.
What is it? My daughter. My daughter is has one of her Nutcracker dolls looking at me over top
Aw.
of the television.
I love the
Hi.
Nutcracker.
Do you want to come put your face in the camera for a second? Yeah, come put your face in the camera. You can say hi. You can't hear them, but they can hear you. Put your face in the camera. There's Patriot Princess right there.
Hi.
Show them your Nutcracker. There. Yep.
Dude,
Oh,
That's-
that's the
that's-
actual Nutcracker. That's like the Nutcracker.
Yeah. So after we had the house fire, so my daughter every year she has performed in the Nutcracker, and it's this big ordeal. SK knows all about it. But every year we would get her a commemorative Nutcracker doll, and she had this entire row in she had a built-in shelving unit in her room, and had this entire row filled up with all of the Nutcrackers that we had got for her at the end of every show. No, there's more than that. I think there's. She says there's only 4. I think there was more than that.
only in the Nutcracker for years.
Okay, so there's apparently we only got her 4, but I think there was
Does
more.
she
but
know
they,
that we're doing a show right now? Does she know that
have
we're
you
live?
met my daughter? She does not care.
Does she
doesn't
know that
care at
we're
all.
actually like
She's my kinda
engaged in a
girl.
show right now?
She's my kinda girl.
She is in here specifically
Can
because
we
are
pause?
doing
Do
a
we need
show.
to pause the live? Do we need to
Exactly.
pause the live stream? Do we pause the show? What is
Patriot
happening?
Princess is here specifically because I'm doing a show and she wants to come in and be seen and that's what she wants to
And
do.
heard.
Anyway,
She wants to be heard. That's it. She
So-
just wants to be heard and
right.
acknowledged.
bye, sweetheart. So anyway, we got her another Nutcracker this year because the Nutcracker performance happened after our house burned down. So this is the only one that she has left. So it's kind of a special one. But anyway, so I saw a couple people last week ask for an update on what is going on with the Patriot family and her home. So I'm going to give you guys a quick update so everybody knows. I think that's fair. It's Friday. We can spend a few minutes talking about
Mrs. Nom and I need an update. This is good news.
You guys
Thank
need
you.
an
I
update.
appreciate this.
All right.
We need an update.
So here's the deal. All right. So we were marching down the path of starting the process of rebuilding our house. We went through all of the steps, insurance, all that kind of stuff, worked with an architect, basically redesigned our house so that it would look exactly the same on the outside, made some minor changes on the inside. But for those of you guys that don't know, I live in the Central Ohio area, and there is massive development happening around data centers. As a matter of fact, the Intel chip facility, the fab facility that the Biden administration funded through the CHIPS Act, is being built about a quarter of a mile from my backyard. Okay, so just to give you a sense of where it is. So we moved out to this, what was originally this incredible small country town just outside of Central Ohio. Beautiful area, farmland everywhere. Several farmers owned thousands and thousands of acres of cornfields and all kinds of stuff. And all of these data centers or data server farm companies, all of these people, Intel, Collegix, Facebook, Amazon, AWS, all these guys came in and basically just bought out all of it. And part of what, yep, that's right.
Les Wexner's about 10 miles south of him.
About 10 miles
15.
south of me. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that dude and his estate is crazy. Anyway, so nonetheless, there's a 50-acre cornfield that literally backs up right to my house, and it was purchased by one of these server companies, and they had started the reconstruction.
They only got
process.
50 acres.
That's all they needed for this small. It's a smaller company.
Crazy because they usually buy way more than they need so they can expand.
Well, that's the thing, right? So the way they're doing this is they are buying what they need when they need it. And we have always known that our land was eventually going to be purchased by one of these companies. Our entire area is basically being swallowed up. So from our perspective, that's a bittersweet experience because we love the place. We thought this was going to be our forever home. And then, of course, we had the fire and all that stuff. But it's also eventually going to turn into be one of the best investments I ever made because these guys are taking care of people when they're purchasing their land. So we were talking with our realtor and the question became, does it make sense for us to rebuild our house on a lot in which we know that in a very short amount of time, someone's going to come in and buy it from us? And the answer to that question is obviously no, it doesn't. Now, this was tough for us because I wanted to rebuild our house. My wife wanted to rebuild our house. But what we're experiencing is the 50 acres behind us. I'm telling you, it's like 75 feet from where my back door will be. They have got all the D12 dozers in there. They've got all the heavy equipment in there. They are starting to move earth. They are starting the process of building a massive data farm 75 feet behind my back door. We also know that ODOT is coming in and they are totally changing the entire road system in our area, which is basically just going to put us in a position where the property is going to be prime real estate for somebody, just not us at this point, because we don't want to build our house in the middle of what is going to be a gigantic data peninsula inside of this community. So what we have decided to do, I don't know if they're D12s. I have no idea. I'm just making that up. I saw
big
that on
bulldozer,
big bulldozer, big boys,
big machines.
They are moving lots of earth. So
they're moving dirt.
So then what do? Right? Well, we have for a long time had this desire to move south. Nam moved down to Mississippi. My wife and I have talked about moving down to Florida for years, and we've just, for whatever reason, not done it. And now we have decided to take this opportunity to go south. So we are moving down to Lower Alabama. As a matter of fact, we're moving down to the area where the author of Forrest Gump actually lived when he was writing Forrest Gump, the guy that wrote the book.
File a battery.
That's right. So
wait,
we're heading down there.
Is that right?
No, that's not right. He's literally from the town that we're buying our house in.
Yeah. Fair
So
enough.
we are actually in the process of getting ready to close on a home down in Lower Alabama, about a half an hour from the beach.
Boiled shrimp,
Alabama.
roasted shrimp cocktail.
Alabama. I never saw myself living in Alabama, and the good news
I
is
never saw myself living in Mississippi.
know.
It's freaking beautiful
Sweet
down here, isn't it?
home,
It's
now we need
beautiful
Sweet
down here.
Home, Alabama.
Yeah. Well, the good news is my
you're gonna have
realtor
two
isn't.
Buckeyes.
Well, that's fine though, because my realtor and a couple other people that I've had a chance to interact with where we're going are not Alabama fans, they're Auburn fans. And nobody cares about Auburn. I certainly don't care about Auburn.
Yes.
Because they suck at everything they play. Maybe basketball, I don't care. But they're not Alabama fans. So I don't feel like I'm in competition with anybody down there. I'm sure that'll change when we get there.
Hey, Beaverhausen.
Yeah.
We know that Florida is full. That's why we're doing the Gulf Coast up here. Because
right.
it's not full, like at all. It's still somewhat affordable. In fact, where I'm at in Biloxi, Gulfport, Ocean Springs area, it's like crazy affordable, but it's beautiful. I'm on the same longitude as I'm having a brain fart, as Panama City Beach, as Destin, all of them.
Yep.
For like a tenth of the price.
We're going to be 45 minutes away from Pensacola Beach, which is one of our favorite places in Florida. And that's actually the area we were thinking about moving. So
yeah, I love Pensacola Beach. It's great.
So Mike Feldner, I love you guys, but you are absolutely insane if you think I'm going to miss Ohio weather.
Do you know what I didn't miss this year? Do you know what I did not miss this year?
You didn't miss the freezing cold.
Didn't miss a single flake of snow. In fact, there were a couple of days it got down to like 38.
38 was warm this winter.
There was an ice storm at Ole Miss. There was no power at Ole Miss.
That's 5 hours north of me. That's 5 hours north of me.
Oh, is it that far away from you?
Yes, it's a 5-hour drive north.
I don't know where
Mississippi's a long state. It's a long, tall state. No, that's 5 hours north of me. That's their problem.
I only see it when there's football on the TV. I don't know where it's actually located.
Yeah, it's way up north central Mississippi. It's like 45 minutes from Memphis.
Yep. So anyway,
that close to Tennessee.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Yep. So anyway, so that's what's happening. We have told, and this is the way my family and I roll. We make incredibly challenging life decisions when we're on vacation. I don't know. Does anyone else do that? And I'm told that's not uncommon because you're relaxed and your brain is functioning right.
And you're not in the same environment in your routine.
Yeah. And every time we go south and we drive home, the entire way home, my wife and I are looking at each other like, why are we going back to Ohio? Can someone remind me why we're going back to that freezing ass cold state? Because I woke up this morning in the end of March and it was 32 degrees outside.
Wasn't it 75 like 3 days ago?
It was 85 on Sunday and then it was 40 on Monday.
Dude, it was 94 degrees here on Sunday and then it was like 60 degrees here today.
All right, we have to get to show content. This is great.
We don't have any content. We've got a bunch of like splatter paint stuff.
Oh, hold on. We missed a birthday. It was Platinum Patriot. It's their birthday today, and they're spending it with us.
Platinum.
So out of every single place that Platinum Patriot could be on their birthday, she.
Hi.
My bad.
Hi, Platinum. CT, we got a lot of snow there. Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to the show, Platinum.
That's a life choice right there.
Welcome to the show, Platinum Patriot. Happy birthday. I am not going to sing happy birthday. I would just wish you happy birthday.
I could get my kid to sing you happy birthday. She's really good at singing.
I would tell you where we should go next, but my screen keeps going black, so I have no idea what's in front of me.
I was going to say, just in case you're confused about the Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia and where they're located on the map, because sometimes that happens to me, it's MAG. Like all they're missing is the A at the end. So when you're looking at the map, it's
there
MAG.
You go.
That's how you know. I also
that's a good way to remember.
I have a kid learning the states,
Alabama, Georgia,
and I realized it was MAG.
From left to right. No, are you confused?
No, I'm actually. Who's confused of where Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia are on the map? That's why
I'm mixed up. Am I the hold on comment section chat? Am I the only person? I still remember all my states and capitals. I can label all the states on the map. I know where they're all located. Did you ever struggle with right over Florida and which order they went in with Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia? I can't be the only one.
Maybe when I was like 10, sure.
Well,
okay,
yeah, but that's when you learn it. That's when it gets stuck.
Got it.
Can we start here? Can we do this?
No. Start where?
Wait, did you have something else you want to start with?
Yeah, I wanted to start on like the title of the show and like what we're talking about, like the final blow. What is happening? What is President Trump getting ready to do?
Before we do that, we have to do this first. This will take just a second. Just a second. All right, folks, we're going to have to do a little bit of a point of privilege if you don't mind. Okay. I recognize that we are living in an area of fog of war where there's a bunch of people that are just throwing a bunch of slop out there. But here's the thing. All right. And I hope hear my heart on this, folks. We love you guys all in the chat. But if we create content that you don't like, you don't have to tell us that you're leaving. Okay. So here's
not an airport, folks.
It's not an airport. It's not an airport because I have the temperament of somebody who, if you tell me that I used to follow you, but I can't take your shilling anymore, I'm going to basically tell you to shove it up your rear end. And then I'm probably going to block you and I'm going to make it really uncomfortable for you. Okay. Because this is not an airport. You don't have to stay. We love you all and we want you to stay. But the thing that frustrates me the most about this video is one that I did following our show on Wednesday, where Nam and I walked through the entire Agenda 47. And I did a 3-minute recap of that and showed the entire audience that all 20 of the items in the Agenda 47, Donald Trump is either completed or he's actively engaged in right now. And that idiot thinks that's called shilling. So here's the deal. We love you all. You are all welcome here. Everybody within the sound of my voice. If you, at any point you feel like this isn't the place for you, we're okay with that because we are going to be who we are.
It's not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure.
Well, I mean, listen, if you're going to be an ass in how you put it, I'm going to be an ass in response. If you just go, we're like, okay, sorry, it's not for you. It's not the show for you. It's not the content for you. It's not the ideology for you. That's okay. But if you're going to be an ass on your way out, trust me, I'm a savage. I will be a bigger ass than you. I promise you that. That's just a fact.
Because when SK and I were kind of building together over on TikTok, Nam was still a faceless account over there. And I think I've told people about this story before, but I kept telling him, like, you have got to meet my brother. And she's like, what? He's got just like you, right? I'm like, no. You don't understand. He's not.
The opposite of me. He would say he's the opposite of me. He would tell me, he'd say, listen, he's like me, but he's a lot funnier. He cusses.
I never said he's funnier. Never.
Yes, he did.
I said he's savage.
He told me, he did say you were savage, but he also told me you were funny. And he also told me that you were smarter than him.
Oh, that's not true at all. Not even close to being true. He's way smarter.
Take the show because DQ wants us to get started and I don't disagree.
Oh, sorry.
Please start.
It's Friday. We're drinking. Cheers,
all right,
everybody. If
you've
had a shit week, bottoms up.
We didn't want to have to do this, but this is a super chat.
Yes.
This is a super chat, and PatriotDad,
going to come up.
We did too, but listen, we have to address it. We have to address what happened. I don't know how to address it. It's on you.
I'll tell you how we address it. We address it because I don't know what to believe right now. Right now, everything in my life is so confusing. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what's true. All this stuff's coming at me. We're the ones that are supposed to be filtering all the mis and disinformation out for you guys and trying to find the truth. I'm fucking confused. I don't know what's going on, but I'm trying to figure it out, and it's going to take a little more time.
That's very good.
Paul Prater says, guys, I'm leaving because you hurt my feelings.
Paul doesn't have feelings. Trust me. I see him in people's comments. He has no feelings at all.
So I'm going to address that. Can you throw that super chat back up? Because since somebody paid good hard-earned money,
we were going to
brow money, we're going to answer this. All right. Yeah. So as you guys know, earlier this week, I started to come out pretty hard against General Flynn because of some of the stuff that I was seeing across social media. Some of the allegations that he was the backbone of a intentional disinformation campaign, a network of digital soldiers that were basically slopping all over the internet to try to cause chaos. And I think that there is some legitimate questions that need to be asked. And I made a video about it. And I had a good friend of mine that I've known for many years, someone that I trust, someone that is very well connected to the Flynn network, reached out to me, and do you guys remember that video clip of Braveheart where William Wallace, where they're being
There's the one of Trump. Didn't I send that to you?
No, the one where the British army is running across the battlefield, and he is standing there with his army behind him, and he keeps yelling, "Hold, hold, hold." You remember that?
Yes.
Well, that was basically the conversation that I had. I guess it was last night with this friend of mine who said, "Hold," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" And I'm just going to say it this way. I asked Nam to title this episode, "The Fog of War." So a lot of what you are seeing and hearing play out on social media, some of it is very real. It is very intentionally designed to try to splinter the MAGA base. Some of it is actually designed to smoke some of those people out. Honestly, I don't know what is real. I know what I can research. I know what I can debunk, but we are living in a world right now where there are good people and there are bad people, and all of them are engaged in this cyber warfare. All I know is that this team, this group, can do the best that we can to try to make as much sense of it as possible. But when I have somebody reach out to me and say, "Be patient on General Flynn,"
Patience, Danielson.
I said, okay, because I trust that person.
Okay. Do you want to leave it there, or do you want to end
Bongino rule? Bongino rule. We're Bongino ruling
rule.
it and maybe extending it just a little because we're only 3 days a week. So
I'm going to leave that one there. But I also pressed on Steve Bannon, because what we're seeing from Steve Bannon is very, very concerning. And he said,
and it's very different.
It's very different. And his response to me was, "Steve Bannon is not General Flynn." I said,
"Why is Bannon hosting CPAC with him in the files?"
I don't know.
Listen, so PatriotDad put a video out about Flynn. I followed that video up with a direct request for a response from Steve Bannon and/or the War Room on his role and his relationship with Epstein. To my knowledge, Steve Bannon still has not publicly addressed
everybody's
anything,
just leaving it alone, which is super suspicious.
Super suspicious. So I don't know.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be.
Well, let me pull this up real quick, because I think we need. I think we can address this piece of this real quick.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be.
So in the Epstein files, there was a litany of text messages from DMs and text messages from a bunch of different people. Steve Bannon being one of them. This is one of the messages that a lot of people have been talking about, but they're missing the main point of this message. And this message is something that I brought up on that phone call yesterday. And the response that I got was basically, have at it, go at it. You're going to notice that the circled part here is talking, Steve Bannon is talking to whoever this person is that's redacted. And the message says, "Dude, if I could only, I'm heading to Rome this morning to meet Salvini." And then this person says, "The intel here is superb." And then Steve says, and then the person says, "Not instructive to help with strategy. Any ideas yet?" And then Steve Bannon's response is, "On the coup, I'm deep in the middle of." And then the response is, "K, going into the skiff, talk tomorrow." The fact that when this conversation was happening, I think this is around 2018 or so, and he is openly talking about being deep in the middle of a coup with people that are affiliated with what?
No, there's way too many holes in that to try to even speculate what that means. I have no idea what that means. I don't know what the coup, because at the time, Steve Bannon was defending against the coup that was happening, right?
But
so he's deep in the
was
middle.
he?
So
was he?
Yes. Well, I don't listen. Way too much unknown. I hate speculating.
Here are the options. There's
too
two
many
options.
Holes.
There's two options here with Steve
I won't do
Bannon
it.
and Flynn. Okay, two options. One, they're not good guys and they're working against Trump. Two, they're kind of going undercover, collecting information, pretending to be against Trump to see what they can find out, and then reporting back to Trump. We don't know what the situation is at this moment. On Bannon, I tend to lean towards, I don't trust the guy. Flynn, well, listen, I don't trust anyone, if we're honest. especially now
So
after Joe Kent and his jawline screwed me over.
his jawline. You were bewitched by the jawline.
I think he's a good-looking guy, although he looks kind of haggard after being in the administration. He was much better looking at his confirmation hearing than he was on all these podcasts.
Well, that's what happens that's what happens when you go turncoat. You're like your soul leaves your body. You get pasty and skinny.
You're nervous.
You can't eat.
It's anxiety.
You can't eat. It's anxiety. When you go
turn into
turncoat,
Kathy Griffin is what happens. Look at Ariana Grande. Every super hardcore liberal, they look absolutely haggard, regardless of how much plastic surgery they've had. They look horrible. I'm telling you, TDS is not good for the looks. It's
Nam, do you want to address this question? Because I know we were talking about this in our back channels today.
We were talking about this in our back channel. So this is true. This has been confirmed by the Department of Justice.
You should read it so people listening that aren't watching know what this comment says.
Yeah. So the question here from Devil Dog BP is, what about Cash Patel's email getting hacked? It's true. It's his private email. So what I don't know if it's Gmail, I mean, whatever. It's a private email account. It's been compromised. That has been confirmed by the DOJ, and it is an Iranian threat actor that was involved. I don't believe that Iranian threat actor, I don't have the name in front of me. I've got all the information on it. It's like Hanutha or whatever. This is the world that I live in, by the way, cyber threat intelligence and cybersecurity. So look, guys, the threat actor, they went out, and even Ryan Matta, what brought me to this was Ryan Matta, that fucking clown ass, literally celebrating the fact that
was way too nice, Nom. Why don't you tell us how you really feel? Because that's way too nice.
A fucking moron, retard. Because I'm trying to be nice with my language. I don't know why. Anyway,
are you afraid of Patriot Mom too? Because I know I am. I feel so guilty after I.
She does not scare me. I'm sorry. He is a fig. He's a faggot. Ryan Matta is a faggot. Ryan Matta, the faggot. No, he did a whole video on this. He was literally celebrating it, but he kept conflating the idea of Cash Patel's personal email and the FBI email, and then he went on to say, "I guarantee you, the Iranians also hacked Epstein's email, and Netanyahu is dead." Literally all in the same video. He said Netanyahu is dead. The Iranians killed him. The Iranians hacked Epstein's email, which I don't know if he understands how email works. There is no Epstein email inbox anymore, folks. It's not a thing. You can't email it. I guarantee you, everybody sees his email. You can email it right now, and you'll get an undeliverable receipt back because it's not there anymore. So no, they didn't hack Epstein. So Ryan Matta and these Iranian hackers that did apparently, according to the DOJ, compromise Cash Patel's private email, which means not his FBI email, not classified information, unless Cash Patel had classified information on his private email, which would be an entirely different problem, right? We can all agree. We can all agree because we had a huge problem when Hillary Clinton was doing that. We had a huge problem when they were all doing that. Barack Obama, that would be a problem. We'll have to see how that shakes out. As of right now, the only thing that I've seen come out of it is a couple of photos of Cash Patel drunk with a cigar. No.
Well, what was he doing with the cigar? Because we know
he was smelling it. Like literally, it's like a Cuban cigar.
Okay, are we?
It's
that's
not
it.
A Clinton cigar. It's not a Clinton cigar.
We've already been down this road of cigars and stuff like that before, haven't we? I mean, Bill Clinton liked his cigars too.
We talked about that. What's the name of this podcast tonight?
It's called The Final Blow.
Oh, the final blow. And what was my response? Wait a minute, guys.
Probably should have left.
You're not mature enough. You're not mature enough. You're not mature enough for this show.
But my response in our chat when you said what you labeled it, when he said name it Fog of War, and you said too late, already labeled it whatever, the last blow or whatever.
Well, because PatriotDad was napping when I asked what the show was going to be called.
And I said,
who the fuck naps? You're a grown man. Who naps at 6:30?
He's like 172 years old. Well, you both are. You're born the same day.
Hey, Waffle Bacon, we're going to get to this tonight. This is part of the show. We actually do have some content on this. Ryan Matta told me verbatim on X.
We're 40 minutes into this show, and we've talked about fucking nothing.
Then the J pill will instantly black pill you. We're going to get to this because there is, in fact, a strategy in play. We're going to talk about this agenda
about it so much.
to use this black pill crap basically to try to reinvent the Ron Paul revolution, and it's already failing. But we're going to
Doxy Mommy's back, folks.
You
By the way, hi
guys,
Doxy Mommy. Good to see you in the chat.
is
Haven't
Mimi
seen you in a
still
while.
missing?
Welcome back to the show.
Is Mimi still missing, or did somebody find Mimi?
Mimi's right here.
Okay, good.
right
Mimi's here.
Where's
Okay,
Mimi?
well, people were asking where Mimi was, and I was like, oh no, I didn't see Mimi. Do we need to call in a wellness
We've got
check?
everybody. We've got everybody. No wellness checks. We've got everybody. Folks, can we like actually start the show?
Do it. Okay,
No.
it's your show. Go.
No.
Can we start the show?
Go.
Are you sure we're
Yes.
allowed to start the show? Because I have to start it all over again.
Okay, go.
Now, and it'd be great if we could do something, but they have to open it up. They have to open up the Strait of Hormuz. Excuse me for I'm so sorry. Such a terrible mistake. The fake news will say he accidentally said no. There's no accidents with me, not too many. If there were, we'd have a major story.
Yeah, we'd have a major story.
We would. And there's not too many accidents. Folks, the military operation against Iran, the U.S. military engagement against Iran is wrapping up.
It's almost over.
It's almost over. So President Trump, a couple days ago, he put out there that the final blow was coming, which is why I labeled the show The Final Blow, because the final blow is coming. It's almost here. And in fact, we know what it was actually 4 weeks ago today.
It was in the 90s when Clinton was president. That was the final blow.
That was the first blow. Okay. That wasn't even the last blow.
That
Not even
was
close to
the
the last
first
blow.
blow. That's good.
That was
No,
the
Hunter
first public.
Biden definitely did a lot of blow.
Yeah. So Clinton predated, way predated that. So that was just the first blow. Trump's getting ready to do the final blow. And I don't think people understand what the final blow actually means.
I don't even understand. You started to tell me in the back in the green room, but you didn't finish because you disappeared like 5 minutes before the show
I had
started.
to go fill my cooler up.
Actually.
So the final blow is coming, folks. And so, listen, the U.S. Negotiators, they put forward a 15-point plan. And the Iranians, because they're not smart people at this point, because all of their smart people are dead. All of their smart people are dead. Everybody understands that, right? Their smart people are dead. The really dumb people who couldn't make it to the levels of the smart people are the ones who are pretending like they're in charge. And they think that they've got some cojones. They're running around like this, like, oh, we got our testicles, and you don't. They don't understand what's happening. So while this is going on, we've got the black pillars over there. We got the Ryan Maddow's of the world. You get J pilled, and then you get black pilled, and everybody who's saying we're going into World War III and regime change, and you're going to see boots on the ground, and it's going to be a forever war. These people don't understand President Trump. The final blow, what this means, right, is we are going to complete our military objectives, which is going to be to soften the battlefield, to eliminate and remove as much of Iran's capability militarily to defend itself from the other Arab states.
That's right.
Does everybody understand that? From the other Arab states. For 10 years, President Trump has been building an Arab state coalition that was being built to align itself against Iran. Because Iran...
The agents of chaos.
The agents of chaos. Iran, the mullahs, the 12th imamers, the psychotic lunatics that have been doing what they've been doing to the Persian people for 47 years were the only thing standing between the Middle East being able to trade with each other, to prosper, to progress with each other, to actually enjoy the fruits of their labor from their oil and all their natural resources. And President Trump is actually bringing peace. The final blow, every time he says final blow,
Rumble's wild. Yeah,
Right.
Rumble's
We're gonna
wild.
drink.
They're trying to turn
Yeah,
this
it
into
is.
a drinking game, and I'm going to say the final blow as much as I possibly can.
Well, you know the rules now, SK. So you may need to have your husband come in and carry you out of the room later at the end of the show. If that's,
Dude,
what
it's-
you're
I'm
doing.
already
fine with that.
there.
Throw her over the shoulder and carry
I'm
her
already
out.
there. I am.
So here's what's going to happen.
Really
Here's
tight.
what's going to happen. And this is my prediction. If I'm wrong, I'll come back and I'll correct it. In 2 to 3 weeks, the United States will have completed our military objectives,
Won't
and
be
we
that
will
long.
remove ourselves from the equation, and we will leave it to the Arab states that are engaged in the Abraham Accords and the folks involved in the Board of Peace. Because we showed you on Wednesday, all the Arab states involved in the Board of Peace, the Palestinians, the Saudi Arabians, all of them who are now lining up against the Iranian regime. It's for them to solve. That is what President Trump, that is the world that President Trump is creating. You deal with your regime, you keep your people in line, you keep your states in line, you trade amongst each other, you trade with the rest of the world, you stop terrorizing the rest of the world, you stop invoking and creating total chaos and havoc in the world. You do you, we'll do us.
That's right.
Over here in the Western Hemisphere. What's
That's
the problem with that?
There is no problem with that because
There is a
that's
problem.
hold on. That's exactly what the American system is designed to do.
Right.
It's to create regional pockets where neighbors, countries surrounding each other can come together in cooperation. They can trade. They can do the things that are necessary to make their citizens and their countries prosperous. And you can't do that if you've got gay ayatollahs, radical lunatics running a country, lobbing rockets into their neighbors for the sole purpose of trying to stop the American system from coming into play. So, Nam, you said there's something wrong with that, though. What's that?
There is something wrong with that because there's a power structure. There's a power structure.
Yep.
That has gotten generationally wealthy from the status quo, right? And they are the ones that are set to lose the most. And in fact, they are the ones who are actually being invaded by the same people that are being evacuated from this area. And it's Europe. It's the UK. It's the European Union. It's NATO. I'm telling you right now, everybody needs to wrap their giant brains around this concept. President Trump will be removing the United States from the European Union, from NATO, from the great relationship with the UK, because in 10 years, that entire continent will be an Islamic republic. Everybody, you guys understand, and there'll be a nuclear powered Islamic republic too. I hope you all understand that. And we're getting out.
They just passed legislation to
Blasphemy legislation.
To deport illegals in the UK.
Who did?
The UK.
No, they didn't. Well, okay, fine. I didn't know that, but I also know that they are passing legislation in the UK, blasphemy laws, that you will serve time in prison if you blaspheme or you offend Muslims. If you come out and you have a problem with the Islamic rape gangs, you will go to prison for offending those people, these blasphemy laws. So you're going to have to help. You're going to have to make that compute for me because it doesn't compute. You're deporting illegals, fine, but you're setting up blasphemy laws and offense laws and censorship laws that are designed to protect and defend the Islamists, while the actual native-born Britons are the ones going to prison for saying, I have a problem with this. I'm not okay with any of this. I thought we cared about native land and stolen land and colonization. Europe is being totally colonized.
Only
100% colonized.
Convenient, Nom. Only when it's convenient. That's the only time they actually care. Just like color revolutions in other countries and spreading democracy, they don't actually care about democracy. It's the same reason that they're trying to overthrow the Trump administration and a color revolution in the United States, which, by the way, tomorrow they're going to be protesting all across the world. Again, no kings, unless you're in a country where there are actual kings, and then it's no tyrants because, indivisible doesn't want to offend anybody.
That's right.
Everybody, right. So give me 45 more seconds.
Yeah. Take your time.
This Skydog is so right. The UN and NATO is not our friends, is exactly what President Trump has not only been saying, but he's been showing to us. I mean, he offered them the opportunity. NATO, hello. Europe, you guys consume the most oil from this region. We don't in the U.S. We are domestic. Basically, we're on our own. We're fine, which is why we pay a different rate for oil than you do. Like there's two different actual markets, two different. I don't know what you call them, but there's two different markets for our oil because we're insulated from it. But you guys are going to be the ones
So we've got
who suffer
somebody
the
who's
most.
like actually high in the comments. Twice two is smoking crack with Hunter Biden.
Trump can't even clean up one black city. That's the dumbest. Someone get that fucking retard out of here.
I think
Sorry.
they're joking
I
because
got no
one's
time
like
for
a
that.
laughing thing.
Okay, I got no time for that. Well, all right, let him stick around. I forgot where I was going with that, but
The final blow, guys.
it's the
That
final
guy
blow.
is definitely on the final blow.
It's over. It's over. And President Trump is going to have proved all of these people wrong. We are not in another forever war. There is regime change, but we're not the ones who are doing it. It's gonna be really interesting when he basically when he pulls back and Israel's sitting there. I mean, Israel's like, guys, you guys don't understand this, right? Israel's like the pit bull who's like we're holding him back with the giant freaking chain. And Trump's never going to let that chain go. He's not going to let Israel go in there and just create and cause total havoc and just murder people because they want to, because that's what they have been. They've been the target of so much destruction and hate for so many years. They want to go and do it. And the only reason they haven't done it is because Trump won't let them. He's still not going to let them. They're going to have too much to lose. Does Israel, with this little bit of peace that they're getting right now in the Abraham Accords, the trading relationships, the diplomatic relationships they're having with these other Arab states, do you think they're going to blow that all up when you've got the C and D team of the Islamic Republic still running that? Absolutely not.
Yep.
These other Arab states are going to keep them in check.
That's right. and
How many shots are we on with the blow? Because I think you just said
I think
it like
you've
3
said it
times
like
in a row.
7 or 8 times. So you guys in the comments, if you're not like professionals at this, you guys should be close to falling out at this point because she's intentionally trying to get you to drink along with her.
Who, me or her? I didn't say blow that many times, did I?
No, SK.
Yeah, you did. But
What is
also
the final blow? I did name it
the final blow.
Fucking reasons.
So what does all
final
this mean
blow.
for you guys, folks? Well, it actually means that what you're going to experience over the next couple of weeks is going to be an absolute onslaught of slop. You think it's been bad so far? Just wait. It's going to get even worse. You're going to see things that you've probably never experienced before. You're going to see major accounts that provide a lot of global information that are just going to start shoveling crap at you because that's what they're there to do. That's what they're being activated to do. Like Maro Nafal, been a follower of this account for a long time, and there's definitely been a dramatic change in this account just over the last couple of weeks. And just tonight, he's reporting Iran's Bushehr nuclear power plant struck again for the 3rd time. This is the facility sitting on the Persian Gulf coast whose contamination, if breached, reaches Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE simultaneously. Officials are now openly warning about a nuclear incident. No, they are not. As a matter of fact, they are the only people warning about a nuclear incident are the foreign assets embedded in this country who are there specifically to create slop. That is it. Because you guys are going to see this image all over the place over the next couple of days. Now, you guys
it doesn't even fucking look real. It doesn't even look real.
I was going to say, like, I'm actually technologically illiterate. And
Look
the
at
first
that.
thing I thought when that popped up on the screen was, that's not real.
No, it's not real. It's AI. This photograph
Come on.
is not real. And yet this photograph is the one that all of these pig slop merchants are trying to use to convince you that Israel is ignoring President Trump and is basically attacking Iran's energy sector. Because remember, Donald Trump made some comments, basically said, we're going to put a pause on attacking their energy infrastructure. And then this is the slop that shows up. Nam, let me ask you a question. SK, let me ask SK a question. I'm going to ask SK. SK, I'm going to ask you this question. Okay. Because I think Nam, it'll be a little bit easier for Nam, and this space may not be exactly the space that you operate in the most. So I think if you can get this, and everybody else can get it.
Are
What
you
do you
calling me
think?
dumb? Did
No.
PatriotDad just very politely call me dumb?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm
He
just
did
saying
call
that
you. He did politely call you technologically retarded. He did say that. Yeah.
Technologically retarded. Data Republicans always like, don't say that about yourself. And I'm like, dude, I'm actually retarded. And it's taken a few months, but now she's like, okay, you're actually retarded.
So what do you think would happen if the United States and or Israel intentionally tried to target a nuclear facility in Iran?
A
do you think
nuclear
that-
facility?
Or
If-
any facility for
If the
that matter?
US or Israel?
Yeah.
Haven't we already targeted nuclear facilities?
Yeah. And what happened to it?
It blew the fuck up. I mean,
It blew up.
what are they
That's
going
right.
to do? There's nothing they can do. This is like, it's not even like David and
Really
Goliath.
good, SK.
That's
Well
good.
done.
Well done.
I don't know anything about the military or war or geopolitics.
Blew
I
it the
just use
fuck
common
up.
sense. I mean, I thought I watched this happen in real time, but
I mean,
again, I don't know what's real and what's not real anymore. So who knows?
so it makes sense that if the United States and Israel, or Israel without the United States, defying President Trump's demands that they leave the energy infrastructure alone, but Israel decided that they wanted to blow it up, guess what? It would be gone. It would be gone. Instead, here's the story as it's playing out right now. Iran's Atomic Energy Org confirms projectile hit the grounds of this facility. No damage, casualties, or technical issues reported. The plant is fully operational. So
I call bullshit.
I call bullshit too. That is exactly my point. And not only that, but that image actually showed up, even though we already know it's fake. It actually
What
showed up.
Hold on. What nuclear? Again, keep in mind, full disclosure, I'm actually illiterate when it comes to like war and weapons and military stuff. But who keeps their nuclear weapons like in a building above ground? Like what? That's not a nuclear facility.
Well,
Also,
that's supposed to be a nuclear energy plant, right?
That's right.
but
Am I right about
oh,
that?
a
Nuclear energy. Yeah,
Power plant.
energy. Okay,
Power
that's
plant,
different.
power plant.
That's different. It's a power plant. But
Yeah.
remember, we have bombs that like burrow underground for a long, long ways before they explode, which is what the
Mhm.
B-2 bombers, I called it the love shacks, dropped.
The love shacks. I love that. They are dropping a lot of love. A ton of love.
That's what I said.
Tons of love.
Lots of
Yes.
love was dropped on the big sandbox in the Middle East.
Turn
and
them into a
it burrows
fucking parking
down
lot. Parking
before
lot.
it
Glass.
explodes.
Make it glass. Make
Like
it all glass.
It has like rotors where it like digs down.
We
into
don't
the ground.
want to make this place glass. We want to leave this place in a condition where the Iranian people, when they're given the sign to come out of their
hold
houses
on.
and take over
All
their
right,
country,
that's-
they actually have
Trump
something to build from.
Trump told
That's
them.
President
told
Trump
them-
pulling us back from the brink.
Yeah, Trump told them that they had two options. They could like play ball and do what they're supposed to do, or he could make it where it's not able to be rebuilt like ever. So
Parking lot.
I
They're
mean,
playing
Glass
balls.
parking lot.
they don't have a whole lot of option here, you guys.
Yeah, they don't. They're playing ball too, by the
Oh
way.
my
For those of you
goodness.
guys that don't think they're playing ball, why did Tube just ask me if it was time to take a break? I don't know, Jeff. Do you
I
spend too
don't
much
know,
time on
Jeff.
YouTube?
Jeff,
Yeah.
Jeff, are we
What
your
have you
first
been doing?
podcast of the
How
day,
long-
or are we your last
How
podcast
long have you
of
been
the
on
day?
YouTube, Jeff? Are you cheating on us with other people, Jeff?
Oh God, don't do that with SK.
All right,
I'm
I'm done with
joking,
this
Jeff.
segment. This segment just got totally hijacked with SK's sense of humor. The point I'm trying to make, folks, is that you guys are going to have to understand that it is going to be very, 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 very sloppy out there for the next several weeks while this stuff is playing out the way that Donald Trump has planned for it to play out. This is crap. I don't
Can
buy it for
somebody
a second. We got
That was
10
our
votes as well.
gift.
Yes.
If you
Can
didn't know,
somebody? No, hold on. So SK, you talk. I missed this because I was
it was
busy all
like
week.
10.
I have a
They
day
gave us,
job.
did they give us 8?
Why?
And
Why?
then they,
Why are they giving us oil?
I don't know, but Trump came out and said that they gave us this gift. and it was either 8 or 10 boats, well, ships of oil. But then they had to apologize for something. So for their apology, they gave 2 more. So I don't know if it ended up 10 or it ended up 12, but it's one of the 2.
How much does a boat of oil cost?
I
Do we
have
know?
no idea. How much is a barrel? How many barrels does a ship like?
Let's look that up.
carry?
Well,
I'm looking
because,
it
I
up
mean,
right now. Someone
yeah,
take the
because
next session
how,
or next
how much
section.
does a boat of oil
Math
cost?
is also not my strong point. You guys are
How much
pulling
is a
all
boat
of
of
my
oil?
not strong points at the same time.
Does anybody know how much a boat of oil costs? That's a good question
A
because
boat. It's
a
a
boat. I
ship.
mean, it's a boat of oil.
It's
Hey,
a
while you're doing that, this is how. Listen, this is how I know this game is over. Did you guys see this? Did you see this? Did you see this
Wow.
post today?
So it carries
Hold on.
anywhere from 1.9 to 2.2 million barrels of crude oil.
Million.
At $100 a
barrels
barrel
of crude oil.
Wow.
So
So
we're
you're-
talking about at $100. We're talking about $200 million. So
I thought a barrel was 50 gallons. Somebody said it's 42. The barrels we get are 50 gallons.
let's
not
say
of
200
oil,
million
but
barrels at $100 a barrel, 90 barrels. So we're talking $200 million or so. And at the Brent level, which Nam was talking about the other day, that's $220 million per boat. So did they just hand the Trump administration $1 billion worth of oil?
it sounds like it.
Actually, no. If
mean-
it's 10, it's 2 billion. If they gave us 10, it's $2 billion worth of oil. They just
They
handed
said,
Donald
look,
Trump.
here's the deal. We got a gay Atolla with no legs, and you've already
and
blown
apparently,
up all. You've already
apparently
blown up all of our nuclear
no functioning
facilities
penis
and
either,
every
but, you
single
know.
missile launcher we have. Please take
have
this
no
gift
legs.
as an offering.
I'm so
Please
sorry.
don't wipe us
SK?
off the map.
SK, the only thing I could think of when you said that was that video of that dude on the skateboard. I have no legs. I have no legs. You know what I'm talking about from that
doesn't?
Yeah,
movie.
dude.
And apparently
I have
he's
no legs.
impotent.
He's apparently impotent. Did you
It's
guys see this?
soft power all around for Iran.
Soft. It is soft and flaccid power. Flaccid power. Did you guys see this? Because war just changed.
This show's gone off the rails.
In the Strait
Oh
of
no,
Hormuz.
not Dad trying to get us back on track.
Dad can shut up for a minute. The war just changed in the Strait of Hormuz, folks, according to Jim Ferguson. The U.S. has deployed, wait for it, robot
Oh, I saw that.
war boots, war
They're like
boats,
They're like remote control boats.
uncrewed, autonomous, potentially explosive robot war boats that do
Somebody,
this.
I'd call it a robot boat that's capable of almost anything.
They're built like tanks. They do whatever you push them to do. If you point them at something, that's where they're going. Not much that's going to stop them.
They have a lot of power coming through the waves. They take a good chop. It's a mean little machine.
They're fast, they're nimble, they're good at evasion. They're really durable. It's hard to take them out, so it's really not an easy target. I'd be hard pressed to figure out what I would want to try and eliminate these with as an adversary. The GARC is a global autonomous reconnaissance craft. The GARC's like a jet ski. It's got very tight handling. It can go and go and go. You know, we don't have much in the way of range limitations, and our top speed is 40 knots. We've got a working radar. We've got a working FLIR, so it can see at night. It can track objects at a distance, and when those different modes of perception work together, it can pick out all sorts of things on the water. Black Sea is a collection of individuals who are really committed to pushing the edge of science and technology, and we've got drone boats. We're operating them on the water all the time. We just get out there regardless of what the weather is, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
What are we watching right now?
We're cranking out about 32 of these a month. We have lots and lots of boats here. They're all...
What's the question you're asking? These
I
are
don't
the
understand.
boats.
Nobody cares. Listen,
These
I
are
have
the
my-
robot boats that have been deployed into the Straits of Hormuz.
They're remote.
They're our
control
boats?
They're our
Yes.
boats. These
Okay,
are
our
our
boats.
boats.
Got
These
it.
are
These
our
are our
boats.
boats.
Because Ryan Matta is going to tell you that those are their boats.
No, it's the Jews.
Those are very, very American military contractor fellas, and that
Listen.
are building and selling those boats.
We have remote
That's cool.
control boats that we put on the
Super cool.
pond, and they're fun and they're really fast. I can only
And they're
imagine
loud.
what it's like in real life on like actual scale, and they explode. That would be so much fun. You could like load them with tannerite.
Yes, but welcome to the show, Mike.
Sounds like a
Fellner.
fun
welcome
Friday
to the show
night.
today.
Mike
Welcome to the
Fellner.
show.
Welcome to the show. As
Fellner.
if China
Yeah.
and Russia needed yet another reason not to mess with the U.S. I got a dirty little secret for you guys. I'm sure this audience probably knows already, but the fake ass black pill wanna be America last crowd doesn't. Russia and China don't want to mess with us. In fact, they want to trade with us. They want to partner with us because they want their people to survive and to prosper, and they want their economies to grow, and they want to build. And you don't have to agree with the way they build their countries, because that's a great thing about the American system.
Hey,
it's not up to
Devil
us.
Dog's comments need to go on the screen while Patriot Dad's finishing his sentence. Sorry.
Well, you interrupted my sentence.
Well, I can't tell him without telling him out loud.
I'm not gonna try to straighten y'all out, because there's no straightening this group out on a Friday night. I'm just kind of throwing the towel in. Nam is in control of the show tonight because that's what he wants, so that's fine. But Russia and China,
Nam gets better numbers than PatriotDad does.
Not true.
Nam
not
gets
true.
Numbers.
Not true. We already looked at this. It's not true. But nonetheless, Russia and China, they don't want to mess with the United States for a bunch of reasons, because we will literally blow them off the map. But we're not going to have to, because they want to trade with us, because we are the dominant energy producer in the world. We're creating the most stable economy on the globe. They want a part of our economy. They don't want to destroy our economy. It's that simple.
There's also another aspect to this, right? China has been supplying Iran with a lot of technology over the years.
Hasn't done
and they
well.
all watched it fail spectacularly. China and the CCP and all of their drone technology that they were trying to steal from us, by the way, which they thought they were stealing good technology, and then they didn't have the acumen to build it the right way. And then when they put it into practice in Iran, it failed.
It failed.
They don't have the ability to defend themselves or attack us on a military front in a kinetic war. They just found that out because their technology just got obliterated in their own country in Iran. It's a done deal, folks. Nam knows what the fuck is up. That is fucking right.
That is a really good point.
Fuck is up. That's right.
Color commentary. Color commentary also said that Z is too busy checking his own loyalist right now. You better believe it.
I just want to say I think everybody needs to think of something that they're thankful for. And right now I'm thankful for the mute button because I keep snorting when I'm laughing.
And I'm over here laughing like a 78-year-old man. I'm wheezing in my laugh. I need to whistle when I talk. Now.
What are we talking about next? Nom, you're in control of the show.
We got to talk about the lady cat fight on X because it's so entertaining and it's so funny.
We can have that prepared, do we?
We can get to the lady cat fight.
I have screenshots I can put in Dropbox. I took all the screenshots because I was cracking up.
All right, let's do it.
So let's just do this. Right. So everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Let's bring it down a notch. So we're going to switch gears. Okay. Because where we're going next, we just showed you how the war is going and everything that all of these black pill doomer, gloomer, loser, retard assholes have been trying to sell to you over the last month at least, but 6 months at most. It's just not really true. It's not happening. Now, let's transition into showing you just how poorly they're doing at defending their positions. I have the entire 7 minute and 50 second debate between that Zach dude and Andrew, whatever his name is. We probably can't play the whole thing, but it is so glorious to watch. How do you want me to do it? I haven't been able to chop it up. I have the whole video.
I don't care. I haven't heard it. I've seen little bits and pieces of it. I mean, I'm okay.
So freaking good.
We could probably spend the rest of the time on it. We'll play it and see how it goes. There is other stuff we want to get to. We want to talk about John Thune and the fact that he is the worst Senate majority leader probably in history. And I think we do need to flush out the theory of what's coming if we allow these Senate Republicans to not pass the Senate or pass the SAVE Act, because they do have a strategy. We're going to have to get to that tonight. I also want to spend some time at some point talking about this libertarian attempted coup d'etat against MAGA.
Whose show is it? Is it your show or my show?
My bad. Go ahead. Run it.
I'm totally kidding.
Run it.
That's all. All right, ready to play.
Evidence that Tyler Robinson didn't kill Charlie Kirk. What is it?
All right, hold on. Are you going to set this up at all? Or are you just going to like throw it out there and let people?
I think he just swallowed his tongue.
I don't know how to set it up, so
I'll set it up.
You set it up.
Yeah. So this.
I just like to go right in it. We're going to raw dog it right into it.
All right. So Zach Costello is
said
one
raw
of these.
Dog it. Oh,
I mean,
hold
it is the
on.
final
Side,
blow show.
I gotta like just detour for 1 second. Speaking of raw dog, apparently they weren't making enough condoms in third world countries during COVID, and they got really concerned about the population size and resources and all of that. And they were talking about, apparently there were some classified documents, and they were talking about population control in third world countries. And some liberal Looney Tune commented on it and said something about, fascists and how women aren't like breeding mules or whatever. And I commented and said, it's 6:13 p.m. Do you know where your cats are?
I saw that.
I saw that. I did.
All right, I'm gonna help set this up for you now.
Hold on, real quick. I need to address this. Lovable Dash, what are you asking me? Are you asking me if this cap is on the merch rack? The answer to that is no. If that's what you're asking, I get this hat and another one at a tiny little boutique store up in Oxford, Mississippi at Ole Miss called Shades. They cycle in Trump hats. They've got, so my Trump 2024 hat, which I have over there, they had for like 2 years. This is my second one of these. When I go up there in 2 weeks, I don't know what Trump hat they're going to have, but I'm going to buy it. Shades in Oxford, Mississippi is where I get my hats.
They need to pay you for that endorsement, by the way.
They do.
So this,
we
this
all
guy
need to get paid. If we got paid for every time we were accused of being paid, we'd be rich.
I know, no doubt. We'd be able to help our girl MAGA Meg out even more with a brand new CPAP.
There's
map.
a whole folder of screenshots now, by the way.
So Zach Costello. I
don't even know who that guy is.
Well, he's a Candyland slop artist. That's who he is. He's one of the demons of propaganda. He's one of those people running around out there trying to convince the world that Candyland and her cult are actually investigating, and they are providing receipts, and they're doing the work that the FBI should be doing, that Joe Kent is convinced that they weren't allowed to do. This is Zach Costello. And the guy that he's debating is Andrew Wilson. And if you have not learned anything from being on social media, the last person on earth that you want to sit across the table from and debate is Andrew Wilson, because he will make you look like a petulant little...
I
almost said a bad word.
Especially if your ideas are indefensible.
That's right.
Which is the problem here, right?
That's right. So I don't know if we're going to listen to the whole thing, but we should listen to some of it, because
we don't have
what he does to Zach Costello is incredible.
But listen, this Zach Costello is nothing more than a microcosm of the entire Candyland cult and the entire position and the ideology and everything that they are doing. It is completely indefensible when you ask them to explain what they mean. I'm just going to play it because you're right. I should have set it up. I apologize. I don't know how to set it up. That's a really good job. Let's go, because this is really good, folks. This is a lesson in how to get your ass handed to you.
Sorry. What's the evidence that Tyler Robinson didn't kill Charlie Kirk? What is it?
I think he just swallowed his tongue.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he shit his pants.
So the evidence that Tyler Robinson did not kill Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
People would argue that.
I'm asking for your argument, not people's.
Yeah. People would say the 30-06 not having an exit wound would be one of the main sources of evidence that Tyler Robinson did not take the shot with that specific weapon. But that's not a claim that necessarily I'm not going to hinge my entire opinion on that specific point. Is it unlikely?
Okay, great. Okay, hang on. Great. Okay, so you're saying you're not even sure about that. So what would be the compelling evidence that you would be using that would compel you past the state's evidence to say that the state would be incorrect about Tyler Robinson having pulled the trigger on Charlie Kirk? What specific things?
It doesn't exist.
What?
The specific things that would look, I
this
believe
is so
and I think that it's
embarrassing.
very likely
You mean you
that
don't
Tyler
have
Robinson
the exact
could
details
have
around?
killed Charlie Kirk. I'm not.
I mean,
you're in control. You pause.
Pause.
Not a single one of these people have read the probable cause affidavits. They haven't read any of the court filings at all whatsoever. And they're not going to give you all the evidence up front because, trials and fair trials, because, the Constitution, which these people clearly hate. But also, I've hunted lots of times. I watched my son on Thanksgiving shoot with a 30-06 from not very far away, a deer, and the 30-06 did not exit, and it didn't even hit as many bones as it did in Charlie's. And the skin is different on a deer. The amount of fat is different on a deer. The muscle's different on a deer. And the bone density is different on a deer. You don't know the wind speed. You don't know the drop. You don't know, because it was an old weapon. You don't know how old the ammo was. You don't know what grain. You don't know shit about shit.
Folks, we have a Mrs. Nom sighting.
I told you that she was hot.
Well, no,
Just for the
tell her to
record.
come back.
You have to come back. They said you have to come back.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
You have to come back. Come over here. Hold on. You can't hear them.
Mrs.
I
Nom.
told you she was hot.
Say hi.
Hello.
Hi. Wait, real quick. When
Hold
are
on.
When are we going to do the Mrs. Nom, Patriot Mom, and SK show?
So, PatriotDad is asking when we're going to have the Mrs. Nom, Patriot Mom, and SK show. All right. She said she would love it.
We're gonna make
I would love it.
Told you,
Because-
MAGA Jake. She's hot. My wife
I
is
have,
I'm telling
I
you.
have high
hot.
expectations.
And
I'm
she
telling-
is
I'm telling you
funnier
guys.
than she is hot.
I've been told
Way
she's
funnier than she is
hilarious
hot.
lots of times, and you know how much I like funny people.
Mrs. Nom will literally have you pissing your pants laughing the entire time. She is probably the
Just
funniest
in
person I've ever
conversation.
met.
Just in conversation.
She's
freaking hilarious.
she's my people.
Yeah, you guys will love her. So
Oh
we're
my
gonna
God,
set that up.
everybody's like, "Oh my God, Smoke Show Friday." Yeah,
I told
my
you.
wife,
Did
my
you
wife
go?
is
Okay,
smoking.
you guys.
You did.
Poll
You did.
in the comments. Put a 1 in the comments if Nom de Plume outkicked his coverage by like.
Can we
a
put like
lot.
multiple ones? Can we put just like hit the one over and over and over again?
Yeah.
Nom
Because,
de
yeah.
Plume outkicked his coverage. I've told you guys that 1,000 times. I've told you she's smoking hot, and you guys didn't believe me. Now you believe me, right? Also,
Yeah,
she's
she's
funny
Smoke
on
Show.
top. That adds like 1,000 more points.
Yep.
Oh, look at
Yep.
all those ones, Nom.
Yeah,
What
that's
a
right.
loser.
Mrs. Nom is
You
definitely the
outkicked your
funny one
coverage.
in that relationship.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No doubt
Not
about
married
it.
up. Yep.
Uh-huh. That's true.
All right.
All right. So can we keep playing? Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep
All
going.
right.
No.
I don't need.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going. We got to get through some of
do you
this
know?
because there's a certain point in this debate that I want to get to.
All right.
And I'll
ready
pause
to
it
go.
here in a second. Yep.
I thought you said you hadn't heard this yet.
I've heard some of it.
Okay. Go.
Necessarily make
So-
the argument that he did not. My main
Okay.
concern,
So
Andrew, my main concern is that this is bigger than just Tyler Robinson. That is my main concern. If Tyler Robinson did take the shot, and I say if he did, because it's innocent until proven guilty.
By the way,
Then-
can
This-
the fact that he's smoking a cigarette is freaking hilarious.
I know. He's like the only
love
person left
Well,
on
he
the planet
sounds
that
like
still
he
smokes.
smoked like 6 packs of
I
cigarettes
love
before
him.
he turned his camera on.
Andrew, and the fact that he's literally smoking a faggot is hilarious. And then he goes and drinks his coffee. Anyway, back.
I
all right,
think
we're
I
back
think
on.
we're getting to the part that I'm going to pause out here in a second
right.
because I think we
Yeah,
need
you-
to address something that this
Yeah.
panel will be uniquely qualified to address. Go.
Yeah. All right, go.
This is a kid who was radicalized very quickly within 6 months leading up to the assassination.
yeah, that's very, very, very common with transgender shooters.
It came out immediately in the media by mainstream media figures that there were foreign links to potentially the SLC armed queers group that had chatter about the assassination prior to. To me, that's very solid evidence that has come out in mainstream media sources that
Pause. Where did that come out at?
Mainstream media sources, and if you're a debater, you know that mainstream media is not a primary source. You have to go to the primary source, and mainstream media and opinion is not a
And
primary source.
who was the primary source that found
Of
the
SLC, armed
found the
queers
armed
SLC?
armed queers SLC? Who was that? By the way, folks, we're going to take a bit of a victory lap here because people would not know about Ermiya, Faniyan, and Armed Queers SLC and all of the Antifa, Trans-Tifa networks that surrounded Tyler Robinson were it not for this group of people right here, specifically that one.
If you
That
were
one.
here,
That one.
if you were here on the night when I have found all of that and we were live, I was wearing like a red shirt, just like this, but red. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that, because I was absolutely
Terrified.
shaking in my boots. I was terrified.
Terrified.
They were
You-
terrified. They said, Yeah, we're just not going to say anything about this for a little bit. I kept refreshing my X feed, waiting for someone to post the information because I was like, this was like the third or fourth result on my Google search. Like somebody's found this already, and nobody was posting it. And I was like, bro, this is like the State Department connected to this. This is terrifying. What do I do? And they're like, we don't say anything. That's what we do. And I was like, good call. And I didn't even tell them for a while, to be honest. I was scared.
Which it cannot happen again, by the way. Cannot happen again.
But then
there are no secrets.
I finally got up the nerve to message Data Republican, and she responded to me shortly before we went live, and she was like, "Oh my God, do you have receipts for this?" And I was like, yeah, I have all the receipts." And I sent them to her, and she was like, "Oh my God, this is like huge." And I was like, yeah. She was like, what do you want to do? Do you want to post it and me repost it? Do you want me to? And I was like, I don't know how to post on X. Like, you post it. Also, don't tag me.
Yep.
I don't want people to know I found this information. And she posted it all. She did tag me because she didn't want to not give me credit. And that's super sweet. But I was terrified. I was like, don't tell people I was involved. And
so
she did. It was I was terrified. Absolutely terrified.
Kelly. This was
let's do a quick recap of this.
Like a week after. It
wasn't even that long. I think it was just a few days. It was a few days after he was assassinated.
It was the 16th, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Go back to Data Republican's page on September 16th-ish.
That's right. So what happened?
And then we did a show on it. We did a show on it.
For those of you guys who were not here and you didn't see that, what we found, what SK found and we shared with the world was the nexus of people who seemed to have foreknowledge of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. There was a handful of accounts on X and other places of people who were commenting about things that were getting ready to happen, and then they did happen. And one of them made the mistake of mentioning that they knew somebody who was in a photograph, and SK found out that that person's name was Ermiya Faniyan. And come to find out that Ermiya Faniyan is an Iranian migrant to the United States. She can tell you all the background of her, him, whatever, because Ermiya Faniyan is actually transgender. But Ermiya Faniyan is also deeply embedded in these NGOs that have been funded through USAID, et cetera, et cetera. Ermiya Faniyan was the founder of an organization called the Armed Queers SLC, which is one of these
before that it was
socialist,
the pink, before that it was the pink
Pink Pistols cut ties because they were too political and too radical. Pink Pistol said, "You're not using our name in Salt Lake City. Too bad." Right. So they started the Armed Queers of Salt Lake City. But he, she, it, whatever, won an award from Utah Global Diplomacy for the 7 for 17 UN SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. And that organization, Utah Global Diplomacy, is funded a huge part by Global Ties US, which is 100% State Department funded. Global Ties US is also a main sponsor of America 250, for the record. After all that came out, the State Department publicly cut ties with Utah Global Diplomacy, and they wiped all their social. Go to X, put in Global Ties US, and search for their X account. It comes up protected. You have to follow them in order to be able to see their stuff. It is still to this day in March of 2026 protected, and your tax dollars 100% funds Global Ties US. That's right. And on top of that, not only did the State Department publicly cut ties with Utah Global Diplomacy, but their president and CEO, Felicia Maxfield Barrett.
How do you know that off the top of your head? That's crazy.
Because I look at this every day. Felicia Maxfield Barrett, I listen to these people talk all day, every day. Felicia Maxfield Barrett is also on the board of Global Ties US, and she's still on the board of Global Ties US, also Global Ties US had legislation passed in order to be able to allow international organizations to fund America 250. America 250 isn't what you think it is. Coming up July 4th, the color revolution will meet its peak, and their goal is to completely change the Constitution of the United States of America, not the Declaration of Independence, the Declaration of Interdependence. And we can go even further because I could go on about this for hours.
Hold on, I want to get back to the Nexus real quick if we can.
But
Can we get back to the Nexus?
This is what is the motivation behind why Charlie Kirk had to be taken out of the picture.
Yes,
because
has nothing to do with Israel.
No, nothing to do with Israel
at all.
It had to do with the UN.
Nothing.
It had to do with the really bad actors in the United States that don't love the Constitution and freedom. And they have to silence opposition. They already tried to censor
I did not
everyone's
spill my
speech.
drink. It's right here. I did
They
not
already-
spill my drink.
They already tried to censor everyone's speech, you guys. We all got censored on social media. We're still getting censored to a degree on social media. Donald Trump's doing what he can. He's shut down the Global Engagement Center, all those type of things. But they want one world government, and they want interdependence, and they want an abundance economy, a well-being economy, all resources distributed equitably. This whole IMIP thing with all the little video clips that I've posted on X and Data Republican has posted. All the things we've talked about to you guys, this is one huge ecosystem that is the color revolution. And they had to have Charlie Kirk out of the way because Charlie Kirk was like the beacon of free speech. And they need to censor people's speech through things like the Dignity Index, which is what Data Republican exposed right before she came on here, talking about the Mormon Women for Ethical Government. The Mormon Women for Ethical Government is a part of this whole ecosystem. And the day after Charlie Kirk was killed, they registered the turntoward.us website. And that's when the Disagree Better and the Dignity Index and all the dignity speech, which, by the way, the revolution in Ukraine was also not only called the Orange Revolution, it was called the Revolution of what? Oh,
Dignity.
that's right. Dignity.
That's right.
So that's what's taking place in the United States. This is a color revolution on U.S. soil. The CIA is not supposed to operate here, but they are. All those fired USAID employees, U.S. Institute of Peace employees, they're working with what's going to happen tomorrow at the
I have a
Northern
video
protest.
about that actually.
This
Hold on.
is all part of the color revolution, and it's all taking place right here.
Somebody clip that. That wasn't a spicy rant.
Spicy meatball.
That was a clip that. We need to clip that. There we go.
I can multitask around here. Hold on. Everybody calm down. We can do two at a time.
SK, you're muted. You're
muted.
muted,
You
SK.
muted
You're still
yourself.
going
SK,
and you're muted.
I can't talk to you guys. Somebody's saying too much info, SK. Yeah, I can't talk to you guys about this stuff because I am not like Data Republican. I can't put it out like concisely to like very short, make it make sense. I have to talk to you for like 3 hours to try to make it make sense. But I have so much information up here. I don't even have to look it up. It's
one of my
memorized.
superpowers is the ability to take a lot of information and condense it. I do this all day in my day life. This is what I do. I make the hard things understandable for people. What?
Hold on. Super chat. What does this mean? What does
Look up the
Eugene
cover of
Weekly?
Eugene. Maybe someone should go look it up real quick.
SK, you want to go? Can you go look that up for us real quick? Eugene Weekly, June 19th, 2025.
So what SK
I
is
think I'm
explaining
this
to
great researcher. All I know how to do is use Google with the right words. That's it.
Well, that turns out that's like
all you need.
How it's supposed to work.
Apparently a superpower. I mean, I
It
can
is a
go back to
superpower.
card catalog. I tell my kids all the time, like I miss like actual card catalog looking things up, which is probably why I'm good at Google.
PatriotDad is Dumbledore. Yeah, that's probably a good thing. I make
don't know what that
complex
means.
things
I didn't watch any of that garbage,
easy to
but-
understand. I think that's one of the reasons why people
Wait,
like my
put that
short
back
form
up there.
videos.
What am I looking up?
You were looking up
Eugene Weekly, June 19th, 2025. The cover.
right.
The cover of Eugene Weekly.
So
We'll come
what
back to
SK was so eloquently explaining, and I'm going to try to put it in words that a simple.
Dude, we just derailed the entire show.
No, that's
Let's
fine.
do it.
This
Let's
is where it's going to go.
Sorry.
I'm going to try to put this in terms that the simpletons like myself can understand. Charlie Kirk was not assassinated by Israel. Charlie Kirk was assassinated by a network of people who are trying to change this country from the inside out. That is flowing from the United Nations. It's flowing from Great Britain. It's flowing from these fake ass black pill wannabe America First people who are doing the same exact work in a different space, doing the same color revolution that these guys are doing.
Charlie Kirk, the John Mappin posts.
That's right. Charlie Kirk was assassinated because he was the antithesis of the type of society these people are trying to create. The society where they pretend as though they're able to communicate with each other with dignity, but really what they do is they squeeze freedom-loving, sovereign-loving people out of the conversation, and they focus on radical left ideas. They're trying to change this country into a communist state. That's what they're doing. It's right there. See, it's right there. What we found days after he was assassinated were the links between all of these organizations and Tyler Robinson directly. Ermiya Faniyan, the founder of Armed Queers SLC, connected to the John Brown Gun Club, which is the Antifa organization of people who were just convicted of a terrorist attack against an ICE facility down in Texas, all connected. And these people were connected directly to Tyler Robinson. Now, one of the things that we probably aren't going to get to, but one of the things that comes up in this debate, and you're hearing this a lot because of Joe Kent. Joe Kent's allegation, the only allegation that he is really making that has any actual substance to it, is that there appears to have been a foreign nexus around Tyler Robinson, and his claim is that he was prohibited from investigating it, which is not true. As a matter of fact, multiple people with actual evidence who were in those conversations didn't say he was, or said he was not prohibited. It wasn't his role. It wasn't his scope. He had no business in there. But the
Twice
fact
too is actually smoking crack. He wasn't joking earlier.
Oh.
Sorry, guys.
But the fact of the matter is, there is a nexus around Tyler Robinson. There is a foreign nexus coming from the United Nations, coming from the NGOs that many of our tax dollars have been funding, that were flowing into those entities. Now, whether or not the UN or those organizations had any knowledge of what Tyler Robinson was going to do, I don't think we can ever make that case. But what the case we can make is that they were all moving in the same direction for the same goal, which was to remove Charlie Kirk from the earth so that they could continue with their mission of this dignity index driven society. And the last point that I want to make on this is it is an absolute lie to try to tell people that the lone gunman mantra is the only thing that they're paying attention to. Do you guys remember, I don't know, probably 2 months ago, we showed you a clip of Kash Patel answering questions about this specific topic when he was asked, are you guys investigating any foreign involvement in the assassination of Charlie Kirk? And he said, yes. He said, yes. The problem is he's not going to tell anybody what exactly they're investigating because it's an ongoing investigation.
And listen, just for the record, Tyler Robinson pulled the trigger on that weapon that killed Charlie Kirk. The issue at hand here is the underlying motivation and what could have influenced him to do that, considering he was this, Mormon good kid that was raised with conservative parents and all of those things. He clearly was influenced by some outside influence in order to be staying with a mentally ill furry that was confused about gender.
Staying in a gay relationship with the mentally ill furry.
Well, if you go to the Turkey, whatever the Turkey person is that posted all of the that did the whole thing about like the person that lived near Lance Twiggs and Tyler Robinson talking about going in their home, had pictures of inside their house, all of that. These people were mentally ill. And when you listen to Tyler Robinson's family and you read the court documents and you actually go to the source and you don't listen to these podcast bros and hoes, you'll find that Tyler Robinson was like a good kid that was very straight laced and had a good family and all those things. And then all of a sudden started being outspoken family get-togethers and things like that about transgender issues and really supporting all of these things just suddenly without explanation. It's almost like there are actual people and companies and organizations that do these things that we think are a conspiracy theory called like psyops. Because I mean, when I hear the word psyop, I'm automatically like, that person is a conspiracy theorist and they're crazy. Don't listen to them anymore. It's true. There are actual companies that do this and they consult with militaries. You can read exactly the steps of a psyop and what to watch for.
Wait, SK, isn't Joe Kent's wife an employee of one of those companies that does
Max Blumenthal, Grayscale.
Yeah.
Gray
It's not
Zone.
Grayscale. Gray Zone.
And
Gray
Data
Zone.
Grayscale's
Republican-
Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Data Republican weeks ago, before this
Yeah,
came
yeah.
out about Max Blumenthal and Joe Kent's wife, she did a whole thing on Gray Zone and exposed Gray Zone for what they are.
Listen, hold on, pause. Because listen, we say the name Max Blumenthal. It doesn't mean a lot to people. You know a name
Sidney
that
Blumenthal.
should? Sidney Blumenthal, a Clintonite, right? Sidney Blumenthal is the guy who had the wherewithal, the genius idea for Hillary Clinton as the Secretary of State to literally blow up Libya and kill Gaddafi so she could get elected in 2016. That was Sidney Blumenthal's idea. Max Blumenthal is Sidney Blumenthal's son.
But wait,
this guy's a rabid freaking leftist. He's rabid leftist.
But
and he's in
wait.
the middle of all of this.
Wait. Because I think this is where Steve Bannon plays an important role. This is one of the reasons why I lean towards Steve Bannon's not a good
We should have
guy.
started this like
It
an hour
is
and a
the Cambridge Analytica whole aspect, because Cambridge Analytica was collecting data. But if you look at the parent company to Cambridge Analytica and how that all developed, it was a behavioral manipulation company. And one of the people that was one of the founders was Richard Dearlove, who's an MI6 guy. And Richard Dearlove was very, very, very active and involved in the Brexit movement. And
Come on, connect the dots, SK. Connect the dots.
Do it.
I don't know if you allegedly know some famous podcaster that also might have some connections to Brexit.
Say
but
name.
Charlie Kirk purchased Brexit. Charlie Kirk's the one that registered Brexit. It was not Candace Owens. And John Mappin's one of the huge backers. He's the one that hosted at his hotel the launch for Brexit and TP UK. And Kanye West was involved in all of that. This is around the time that Candace met George Farmer and Charlie met Erica. All these things kind of started happening simultaneously. And John Mappin is a very prominent Scientologist. We've talked to you about the interfaith aspect of this and the whole one world government and one world religion. We've talked to you guys about all of these things in little breadcrumbs over the last, I don't even know how many episodes it's been. But if you go back and you watch it all, and you take
Our audience
all
is so smart. They get all this. They see
if
all
you
this.
take all of the, well, it's because other people started putting this stuff out because I didn't really want to. But if you start collecting all the breadcrumbs and you put those breadcrumbs that we've put out all throughout all these podcasts and you pay attention, go back and watch all of them and put together the breadcrumbs. We told you this whole story back in the fall. This is not anything new to anyone that has been here and watching and paying attention. I know I only leave breadcrumbs and I don't do a very good job of connecting the dots. It's because I need a longer time. I need more long form to connect all the dots.
You've got a 2-hour podcast. What do you? how much
but
longer
I
do
don't
you
get
need?
to talk very often.
Oh no, she did not.
No, she didn't.
She did not.
Did.
That was a low blow.
I
right
don't
there,
get to
SK.
talk very often.
Mrs. Nom's gonna like that. She's gonna be like,
She is
WSK.
literally SK. Every day you show up and like, what are we going to talk about today? Like 10 minutes before, we're like, well, we had to build a show. And then while we're preparing the show, just so everybody knows how this works, because that was a low blow. That was a seriously low blow, SK. I'm going to tell you what really happens. While we're preparing the show, right, SK's got all this amazing research. PatriotDad and I are over here scrambling. We're over here talking about shit no one cares about, frankly. most of the time, and we're pulling together shit nobody cares about. And while we're preparing the show 10 minutes before, SK, hold on, no, SK sends us all of the important shit, like 93-page PDFs. Read this and let's talk about it.
Sally in the comments said, SK, make a chalkboard like Glenn Black. I have an entire stack of poster boards because back in the fall, my husband stopped at the store and purchased every single white poster board that they had because I said, listen, I need poster board because I've joked for the last 2.5 years about making a wall with, like, you know, when you watch like the CSI shows where they have like the strings and the pictures and this stuff. And I've always joked about, like, I need one of those walls, but I'm like, I'm not going to do that because people are going to actually think I'm crazy. So I'm not going to do that. But I messaged my husband one day when he was on his way home from work, and I was like, hey, will you stop and pick up some like white poster board? He bought every white poster board they had at the store. So I have an entire stack of white poster boards that have been sitting over there since the fall. I haven't touched them. So Sally, I do need to like draw it out, but I can't. Like, I get stuck. I have to like talk it out, which is another reason I can't prepare for the show, because that takes time to like put it all in the Dropbox and take screenshots and try and think about what you're going to say. I work much better. That's why I debate, because in a debate, when somebody brings up a topic I know about, I can be like, boom, receipt, boom, receipt, boom, receipt. You're wrong. And here's why. Boom, receipt, boom, receipt. And I can do that on the fly. I don't do well preparing. I just don't. I do much better just being genuine, straight out of my head.
Do you mind if I try to connect the dots, like a virtual whiteboard for people?
Are we going to finish that debate that we started watching like a half an hour ago? Like a half an hour ago.
Nobody cares about that shit. Those guys can't debate.
I do. It's important. Andrew Wilson's fantastic, by the way. It's a smackdown of the ages.
The nexus that SK was just describing is probably
DQ said he's on the chair with the rope. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Please. Oh, DQ wants the video. He wants the video. He's going to
hold on. I'm not letting this go because SK didn't she didn't make the connection. She
you know what?
She
SK
did the thing.
Does
She did the thing.
She does the Candace. She gets
she
right
went
there
here
and,
and then that way.
That way.
No, I didn't go that. I didn't blame the Jews. I always tell you.
No, you just get there and stop. You get there and stop.
It's because I'm a little afraid to connect the dots, because when you connect those dots, you guys, it creates I see the big picture. I know all the players. I know all the things, and I love my life. And even though things have been real shitty this week, I am not at all suicidal. So that's why I'm afraid to connect the dots, because when everyone gets the big picture, it's going to be a problem.
Can we be best friends?
I want you to know that the research that Lisa and I do on a daily basis, when Data Republican she created a whole program to use in our Dropbox that Lisa and I use. And it's just like a tiny fraction of our research. It's not even like all of it, just a tiny fraction. Data Republican was like, my AI has never said holy shit. Today, she said, this is like the 3rd or 4th time in the last week that my AI has said, holy shit. And I'm telling you, I've tried to get Grok to track this for me. I've put tons of info into Grok and I'm like, draw me the picture so I don't have to do it. Grok's like, I've never seen anybody with this information. And also, no. Even Grok's like, I'm not touching this shit. And it's primary source receipts. It's not some conspiracy.
Hold on, it doesn't know how. So people need to understand this, right? Because I just literally had a conversation about this today with an advisor that I'm working with who is kind of connected in the IT space. They're doing some things in AI, whatever. And most companies that are trying to do AI things, they're going to fail because they overestimate the capabilities. They underestimate their own skills and their own technical acumen. They don't understand what it means.
Is that the second time he's used the word acumen tonight? I think it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyway,
That's
hold
the
on.
Second time.
Okay. They completely misunderstand what it takes, what it means, how it works, what data is required. Data Republican does not. What she has built is the most curated thing, I think, that I've seen really anywhere on a large scale for this purpose, besides maybe what Doge has done from the fraud, which we don't understand what's going on in that ecosystem. But what Data Republican, what she has built, is probably the most competent AI and LLM that I think I've ever seen results come out of. Like if you can take her corpus of information and connect it to a new set, and it's like, oh shit, what? That is a beautifully trained.
Well, soon it's going to be in my Discord.
Beautifully trained model.
And when her AI gets in my Discord, it's game over for the deep state.
Super scary stuff. Dude.
The problem is Data Republican's very busy, and Data Republican gets on, current events and topics that are going on to be able to educate the public. She does a great job, and I'm not going to be like, hey, remember, you've got to put your AI in my Discord. She doesn't even have a Discord, and I don't know how to move the entire Discord. Apparently you can, because people have several times stolen my entire Discord. We won't talk about that. You know who you are, and I'm watching that. But
we know who you are too.
We know who you are too. Yeah, we know exactly who you are.
But if we can figure out how to get my Discord into a Dropbox, that would be game over for the deep state, and the UN, and basically every major player in all the things.
So there was a comment that we had up on the screen a second ago, and I don't know where it's at. It's gone. It said that SK found the second shooter on the grassy knoll. She did not, but you know who SK did find? Do you guys remember what happened after the Butler shooting when we were all in a live together and you guys found the shooter before anybody else did? And TikTok knew who the shooter was long before there was ever an announcement, because that's
my TikTok, not just TikTok. It was my TikTok.
It was her TikTok. She found what was his name? What's that loser's name?
Thomas something.
Whatever.
Thomas
Crooks.
I know his entire family.
Crooks.
I know we had the entire.
She found him.
You guys, we had the entire Pennsylvania voter rolls within 2 hours of Trump.
That's right. It was a crazy night. They found.
I was on the pontoon boat, and we got home.
Yep, they found him.
Anyway, my wife was in tears. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm going to do this, and then we're going to jump back for the next 10 minutes or so and listen to Andrew.
DQ
Wilson.
Beck is on his tippy toes.
DQ, don't even joke about that, because the deep state will push you
have to get back
and shoot you with a shotgun. Right.
Okay, I will be very quick if you'll give me 45 seconds. The point that SK didn't want to touch is that Candace Owens is married to George Farmer, who is the son of Lord Farmer, who is good friends and worked with Richard Dearlove, who was the mentor and boss of Christopher Steele, who was responsible for the Steele dossier and the Russian collusion hoax. Now, do you understand why they're doing what they're doing? Because it's the same people doing the same color revolution to try to destroy the country and Donald Trump. That's why.
And then
it gets better.
And then go back 2 weeks ago. Hold on real quick, SK. Go back 2 weeks ago to the shows where we explained to you what was going on in the Straits of Hormuz with Iran and the Lloyds of London, the central bankers and the bankers of London and all of those people. Lord Farmer and all of his friends up there, who is the father of George Farmer, who is the husband, after 18 fucking days, becomes engaged to Candace Owens. And now Candace Owens is pushing all this to destroy exactly existentially what President Trump is trying to do.
People that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars frequently get engaged in 18 days. I mean, there are some actual retard men that do, but we won't talk about that. But I mean, this isn't
Captain Save-A-Hose.
Yeah, Captain Save. That's exactly what I say. Captain Save-A-Hose. But George Farmer is definitely not a Captain Save-A-Ho. It's more of a lavender marriage situation. If you ask me, allegedly, that's my opinion only, for entertainment purposes only. But it's not just Lord Farmer. It's also George Farmer himself. And in January of this year, his company that also does very similar things to Steve Bannon's Cambridge Analytica, he had to step back from his role, and he's the one that founded the fucking thing, by the way. And his actual resignation was accepted and posted in black and white on March 17th, I believe. I found it the day it was posted. Not posted, the day that it was actually put out publicly in the UK. And he's no longer a part of that board. So the company that he founded, he's been pushed out of, and it's a company very similar to Cambridge Analytica. And John Mappin, who was like the puppet master of the meeting of George Farmer and Candace Owens, who personally I believe needs to surgically have his lips removed from Candace Owens's ass because he's not even hiding it anymore. That guy, he is again the puppet master that orchestrated this whole thing. But he came out last week and he's endorsing a third party candidate in the UK. He's stepping back from the main parties and again doing exactly what's taking place in the United States by dividing the Conservative Party. So what would the motivation be behind that? I don't know.
Hold on. I'm going to show you. Give me 2 seconds and I'm going to show you what the motivation is. 2 seconds. So this is now the message that is being pushed
Donald
from the
Trump
Candace
has
Owens group.
shattered his coalition by lying us into this stupid war on behalf of a foreign country. That coalition is still ripe for someone else to pick it up and run with it. And that's kind of what I'm hoping. I hope Thomas Massey runs for president.
Told ya. I told
ya.
you. This is Dave Smith, who is one of the paragons of the Candyland cult, the people that they think is one of the smartest comedians on the planet. Just let it out. What they are doing is trying to separate Donald Trump from his base so that they can take the base, raise their own candidate, and turn this country into a libertarian, globalist, communist slop nightmare.
Even slander the name libertarian in that manner. And for the record, I consider people that identify as libertarian just like vegans. You're gonna know they're libertarian because they're gonna tell you.
It's like a pilot too.
Exactly.
It's like if you're
They're
a pilot,
annoying.
how do you know someone's a pilot? They'll
So
tell you they're a
annoying.
pilot.
I'm
Hold
a
on.
registered Republican, have been my entire adult life. But I always say I'm libertarian leaning because when in doubt, I fall
You are
towards
not a
liberty and the
libertarian,
Constitution.
SK. Libertarians are globalist by
No.
heart.
We need to go back
Not
to
even.
the debate.
Not even
they are.
close.
Dude's hanging up. Dude is literally
Hold
on
on.
his tippy toes on the edge of the stool. On the edge of the stool.
All right.
Dude,
We're
yeah.
gonna have maybe, hey, here's the deal. Maybe next week we can have this debate on who libertarians really are. I used to say I
we're
was
not having
libertarian leaning
No,
also,
no.
and then I understood that libertarianism turns into disgusting globalism.
I just
we
want
can
you to
talk
know
about
that I say I'm Republican.
Don't
No,
want to
I'm
have a
Republican.
conversation about your stupid labels. I want to talk about this shit.
I'm a Republican, but when in doubt, I lean towards the Constitution and liberty every time, regardless of which
That's not
party that
libertarian.
aligns with.
That's not libertarian. We'll talk about this later, SK.
This is bigger than just Tyler Robinson, and he was not just a lone actor in this assassination case. I align very much so with Joe Kent, who, you know, obviously served.
Hang on. You were saying all of this before there was ever a Joe Kent saying anything.
No, I know, but ultimately Joe Kent has now come out and almost verified many of the concerns that I've had, especially with regard to this assassination.
Okay, what do you think that Joe Kent verified?
That there are potential links to this being bigger than just Tyler Robinson, that the lone wolf narrative is not true.
Pause.
That's not what Joe Kent.
Pause. Understand what they're doing here, right?
Hold on.
Everything is potential, maybe, possibly. Let's stop the spinning of the earth because potentially, maybe, possibly, this thing could have happened. There may have been a connection. We don't know. We don't know, but we know, but we don't know. That's this entire debate. That's this entire argument.
Boggs Clan.
Potentially.
Boggs Clan.
Boggs Clan?
Somebody put that up on the screen.
Where is it?
Just
Where's Boggs?
tell SK to shut up, Boggs Clan. This is why I can't drink on a podcast because I start talking and I start telling you people what I know, and I'm gonna say something I shouldn't say.
No, I think what
This
Boggs
should be
Clan
the
was
Nom
talking
Show.
about was the argument that you and I were having about libertarians, and Nom wanted to go back to the clip, and he was trying to be heard, and we basically just shouted over him.
Until I took the show back and I played what I wanted to play, like I'm going to do right now. Ready to go.
He said that there are leads that could potentially lead
Could
to
potential, maybe, not sure.
That he thinks should be pursued.
Yeah, but that's not
Possibly.
evidence of anything. Nothing.
Well, you're right. It's not evidence.
It's not evidence of anything. It's just so Joe Kent's entire narrative is that the investigation was turned over to Utah. That was it. And Utah thought it was pretty open and shut. That was basically what he said. They thought it was open and shut. If the state thought it was open and shut, why? Because they had the weapon, they had the suspect, they had all the text, they had the fingerprint on the rifle, they had everything that you could ever want and then some. So they said, well, the case, it's like finding a person standing over the body with the knife.
Pause.
Stop.
We need to pause
this
there.
is so freaking important. It's so freaking people. I don't listen. Maybe when we were growing up, their Patriot Dad, and we were going up through our public school, they actually taught us like civics and how the government works and how states work and how the federal government works and all of these things. Charlie Kirk was assassinated in the state of Utah. Okay. That means it's a fucking Utah case.
That wasn't an accident, by the way.
I get it. I understand. Fair. Yes.
No, not fair.
Different conversation. No,
Utah was specifically selected because of the environment and the culture of that.
But everybody,
state.
But listen, all of these morons that are doing this, they are couching this on the premise that, well, Kash Patel and Pam Bondi should be solving this case. That's what they're doing. When it's a Utah crime. It's a Utah state case. It is not a federal crime that is being charged and being prosecuted. Now, if there's a terrorism nexus, maybe, but they looked at it and they said, no, what is terrorism? Terrorism is a nebulous thing, right? Whatever. It's a state crime. This is a state case. FBI was providing support, but they're not prosecuting this. This is what people are leaving out of this. So the state of Utah, the attorney general's office, and probably the district attorney in that county are the ones who are like, this is the evidence. This is a case we're building. This is what we're presenting to the court because it's being charged and it's being tried in a Utah state court, not a federal fucking court. Why can't people understand this? Why can't they separate these two things out? Help me grasp this. I don't understand it.
Well, I'm not going to let this part of the argument go because I think so many people are missing this really important point, is that there is a nexus of people that were around Tyler Robinson. And I do think that is reasonable to ask the question, why does Utah State not seem to care? Because Kash Patel has already said, he was asked this point directly, are you at the FBI investigating any potential foreign links to this? And he said, yes. That is not the purview of Utah State, but Utah State seems to be very interested in rapidly moving to a lone wolf theory. SK, why would they do that?
Well, there's lots of reasons, but just so you're aware, remember the interfaith thing and what the Republican talked about when she was on here last time about Mormon women for ethical government? Well, there's also this other arm that I have never breached the topic of, and I'm going to because, alcohol.
Wait, hold on. It's 2 hours. We're 2 hours. Literally, we got 2 minutes
left. This is very
important.
important.
We got 2 minutes left.
All right.
But this is very important. So, Ermiya Faniyan, the story, if you go back and look to the very beginning of any articles you can find, even when the pronouns were he, because the name has always been Ermiya Faniyan, because Ermiya in Iran is Jeremiah, just for the record. He is Baha'i, and his family is very heavily involved in the Baha'i faith, including in California and other places. He has family members that went to the Biden administration for an interfaith gathering. This is a huge thing because the Mormons and the Baha'is are like this. So that's a very important piece to the puzzle. It is not just foreign influence like UN pipeline radicalization. It's also immigration pipeline radicalization. It's also university radicalization pipeline. But there's a lot to do with the immigration and the consulate. There's like youth programs and leadership programs that radicalize these kids, and they get given awards for the more radical that they are. And that is the radicalization that was pushed and the influence on Tyler Robinson. It wasn't the CIA or whatever George Webb fucking batshit crazy dude says. It wasn't all of that.
That's right.
It was the pressure from the what's it called?
Hold on. Stop. I'm sorry, SK. I love you. This is great. Are you listening to us from the freaking hospital, Sally?
I mean, if you're in a hospital, what else are you going to do?
Sally Sly,
Sally,
who's
okay?
who's a P1?
Do we
Are
need
you
to pray for
listening to
you?
us? Are you listening to us from the hospital? If she is in the hospital bed listening to the Patriot Source podcast shit show, that's amazing.
Take your earbuds out, bring the nurses in, tell them they need to pay attention and listen too.
And follow and subscribe while they're at it.
Tim, the tool man, Taylor in the comments.
Sally, we hope you're
My
okay.
drink is empty.
Listen, don't tell us what's going on. There's HIPAA and all that stuff involved. I don't really want to know what's going
HIPAA
on.
doesn't apply if she tells us herself.
I understand. I get that. I know. But Sally, we hope you're okay.
We're praying for you, Sally. Just like we're praying for someone else said that they're taking their daughter somewhere in Tennessee. Doxy mommy. So
Doxy.
So we're praying for her daughter as well. SK, do you want to wrap us up with finishing to close this out? To close out what you're saying.
I'm just saying the Baha'i faith plays a big role in this, along with the Biden administration and Obama players that carried over into the Biden administration, because that guy wasn't running the country, let alone his own bath. We just have to understand that the foreign influence might not necessarily be foreign. It might just be like CIA operating on U.S. soil when they shouldn't be, but not through the channels that George Webb would want you to believe.
That's right. So I have one question for you, SK. Is the Baha'i faith on good terms or bad terms with the gay Ayatollahs? Is there any possible links to the gay Ayatollahs and the Baha'i faith and Ermiya Faniyan?
I don't think so, because the Baha'i faith are imprisoned in Iran because they are not the Muslim flavor
Well, and they apparently they accept and they approve of transgenderism and LGBT, so they would be on the
which is
opposite.
Crazy, because the official story from Ermiya Faniyan is that there is no contact with the family. They were kicked out and kind of cast out from the family after coming out as gay and then transgender. And that's a fucking lie, in my opinion, allegedly, entertainment purposes only.
That's right.
But when you consider the beliefs of the Baha'i and then you consider the story of Ermiya Faniyan, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Yep. Folks, bottom line, we're going to wrap here in a second. Here's the thing that you need to take away from this incredible discussion, this education that SK just gave us. The story that you're hearing from the Candyland cult is nothing more than an attempt to try to distract people from the reality that if there is a connection to Tyler Robinson, the shooter of Charlie Kirk, that connection lands squarely in the backyard of the exact same people who set up the Russian collusion hoax and who are supporting Candace Owens right now on social media. The same people. So it's time to start asking a question. Was Candace Owens and her network involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk?
Yep.
Because that's far more likely than blaming Israel.
Well, hold on. I mean, maybe indirectly, but to be honest,
hey, we're just asking questions, SK. We're just asking questions.
But I've said multiple
We don't know, but we know, but we're just asking questions.
We don't know. But just so you're aware, I've asked several times on here out loud, is Candace Owens a willing participant or a useful idiot? And I mean,
she's definitely an idiot.
I lean more towards a useful idiot.
I don't think she's unwitting.
I think she's a willing
debacle. It's just a debacle.
No, it's a debacle. I think she's a willing participant. I'm going to tell you why. I saw someone break down how much money she's making per episode, and it's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
She's made like
per episode.
I saw one figure that was like tens of millions, like 60 million.
So So she's a willing participant of this. There's no, you don't accidentally be like, wow, how am I making $60 million in a lot? No, she
We
knows
didn't even
exactly
get
what
into the
she's
whole
doing.
cat fight and the allegations
No, we
about
didn't.
the
We'll
DUI,
save
which we
that.
talked about months and months ago, by the way.
Yeah,
we'll save.
Hey, I want everyone.
We've got to get out of here. It's
I want everyone to do
I
me a
have to
favor.
pee.
This
Again, I have to
weekend,
pee.
you have an assignment. Your assignment is to go out on social media and start asking the question of whether or not Candace Owens and her network were in any way involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
Do it publicly.
And for the record, I love my life. I'm not suicidal. And also, everything is allegedly, in my opinion, only. I'm not making any.
No, we're just
factual
asking
claims.
questions, and these
It's
are
for
legitimate
entertainment
questions to
purposes
ask,
only.
given the nexus of people surrounding her.
Asking questions. Yes.
All of those connections are documented and verifiable. You can document the connections between Christopher Steele, Richard Dearlove, Lord Farmer, George Farmer, his role at
Well, you can't really document them because it's MI6 and they are able to like completely erase the internet.
All right, we're gonna go. We're gonna wrap, folks. This
we're
was
out.
fun.
I'm leaving. I
hope you enjoyed it. We will see you on Monday.
out.
Later.